Man,
and that brought us to Lincoln. And as soon as Lincoln gets elected, the South secedes.
Yeah, every state starts to say we're not America anymore. Like immediately before he takes office.
It's also crazy checking in on the headlines, and you're like, nah, they said you're a chair, basically. And you're like, fuck.
yeah, dude.
Yes.
Fuck.
You got Lincoln, though. You know Lincoln.
Well, we could maybe skip him because it'll be the whole fucking...
Yeah. We could stop.
I mean, look,
we could stop
Lincoln-
with Lincoln. Let's stop with Lincoln. And then you go on to some guys you're interested in after Lincoln.
All right.
Yeah, we're good. We
What
can
time-
go as long
how
as
long
we
we've
want.
been talking for?
An hour.
Okay. Well,
You're not
Lincoln-
enjoying this? You're not having the time of your life?
I'm having a great time.
I knew you would. This is
I'm
nice,
not
right?
having a great time.
You're not having a great time.
No, I'm not. I hate this.
Decent time.
Really?
No, I'm having a good time.
How much fun?
You decide which one. The thing I liked about, I mean, I gave you that book about Lincoln. That's a great, what's his name? Carl Sandburg. It's a weird kind of stream of consciousness telling of Lincoln's story in 4 volumes. It's crazy. Just the warriors, just from when he took office. And when he was coming here, there was everything, hell was breaking loose, and there was supposed to be a January 6th. There was supposed to be one.
What?
There was a plan to stop the certifying of the vote.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went to General, what was his name? He was the only American general then because we didn't fight wars anymore.
Yeah.
So the Army was kind of like not, you know.
I think he was the commander.
It's a name you just know when you hear it. Like Scott something.
Oh, yeah, Winfield Scott.
Winfield Scott.
Yes.
Perfect.
So they went to Winfield Scott, the guys running the government, and then they said, we think there's going to be this thing where they're going to try to stop the... So he said, if anyone, made a declaration, publicly, he said, if anyone tries to stop the counting of the votes and the democratic process from happening, either by force or by infiltration, I will stuff them into my cannon and fertilize my lawn with them. That's what he said.
Lincoln said that?
That's what he said.
What?
No,
And,
Winfield Scott.
Oh, Winfield Scott said that.
Yeah, and what he did in real fact, because he was a really smart guy, he gave all of the Capitol police and all those guys that they had the day off. They said, go home. And he went and got policemen from Baltimore, from New York City, all kinds of like badass cops. And he had them in plain clothes all over the Capitol, all heavily armed, but in plain clothes. So, and people know, so if somebody started something, the guy would just go like this or elbow him or whatever.
Yeah.
But the appearance was that it was peaceful and that there was no military presence.
Whoa.
But nothing happened. That's what it took to get Lincoln. Everybody, up to the minute that happened, everyone was like, I don't know if he's ever going to take office. People believed he would never be president.
Dude, he wasn't even on the ballot in the southern states. Not even on the ballot.
Yeah.
What?
He didn't win one southern state.
A lot of people, big people who would be like whoever now, wrote long things saying, don't take office. Your presidency, your victory is hollow. Mm-hmm. It's not real. Not even just people from the South, but people from the North. Everyone was afraid that Lincoln was going to just immediately free the slaves and start war with the South. And his first inauguration, he says, first thing out of his mouth is, I have no intention of freeing the Southern slaves or changing their slave laws. And yes, we will chase down and bring you back your slaves when they come up here within reason. He puts like a tiny thing of like, we're not going to like make it our obsession, but we will do it. Like, it's the first thing out of his mouth.
That's what bothers me about people, like people that are critics of him hang on to that. And they're like, Lincoln didn't want to do it. It's like, dude, the whole time that's what he wanted.
Of course he did. That's what, again, it goes all the way back to the framers. They all wanted this to be a better country than it was. So they knew they couldn't create a nation without slavery. So they said, let's create a nation where people can change peacefully. They can change not only leadership, but the laws. That create a situation where people figure it out for themselves and move forward and change, instead of like a constitution could have been a very permanent thing. It could have been a very solid, permanent thing, but they actually made it elastic on purpose. And that's, Lincoln was like, we'll do it, guys.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We need some fucking time. And boy, what it cost is crazy. And a lot of people who didn't want slavery were really angry at Lincoln for how hard he pushed that war and that he didn't just settle it. Just let the South do whatever they want. We have our free blacks here. Let them take their chances down there. You're killing millions or however many fucking, I don't know how many people it was. Like
Was it?
250,000 people died in the Civil War.
Yeah, probably around there.
Something like
At
about
least.
how many we killed in Iraq in a day.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
True.
Yeah, for
Less-
doing nothing.
less than
For doing
Middle
nothing.
Eastern civilians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Measure it in like Persian weddings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, Lincoln's the best.
It was really something. I mean, it
I
just
don't
took
think
a
it's
lot
close.
of political guts, a lot of fuck.
Yeah,
This is gonna
Jesus
suck.
just trying to talk to these fucking cunts from the South.
That must be
Ugh.
nuts.
That it's just like clearly this is for money. You know it's wrong.
Yep.
You know it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's dude. It's 1865.
Well, it was the ultimate time.
1860. They
of-
know it's wrong.
One,
Yeah.
folks not wanting to say that shit's wrong.
Yeah.
And him, like, not making them say it, but getting them to
Yeah.
just one guy at a time. He would just go around, get support here, get support there, put muscle in where he had it. And he fought a brutal, brutal war, a
Yeah.
fucking a incessant war.
And he had to wait until he got a victory to fucking announce the Emancipation Proclamation.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
trying so hard to get it out, but his generals kept fucking up and losing.
Oh, he's like, fuck.
And he would just be writing to these dudes like, "Go,
Yeah, please
do it,
Get one.
get one." Like, I think he wrote it after Antietam, which was like a draw. He was
And
like,
he
"That's
dro-
pretty
oh, well,
good."
yeah, he did.
He's like, "That's close enough. Here we go.
So
We're
then
doing
he's
it."
shot
Yeah, and then he got his fucking head blown off.
by next to his wife.
Yeah,
And they put a little napkin. That was what they did for him. They put a little napkin back there and hoped, but it was not a good. It was not a very.
he was alive
absorbent
for a
napkin.
while after.
Yeah, that's what
He
I'm
didn't
saying.
just
It's like
die
they
right
could've-
away.
He didn't have to die at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't die right
Bled to
away.
death.
Really?
Yeah,
Bled to death.
he was like alive in
Yeah,
the
he's like, "Can you
hotel
guys
for like
just?" And
a
they're
day.
like, "We don't know how to do anything."
Yeah,
Yeah. What play was he saying? Does anyone know?
fuck, I do know.
What?
What play?
What was the play? It was at
he
the Ford's Theater.
I don't remember the.
I'd be curious to see what he was watching.
Yeah, it was something good.
Yeah.
He was fixated.
He was into
It
it.
was
He didn't notice the
Hamilton. That was the
assassin.
weird thing. It was Hamilton.
Yeah, it was Hamilton.
Yeah.
He was sitting there like, what was it? Nice. He was sitting there watching it like, I got to pretend to like this.
Yeah.
It's fucking Hamilton.
And then they shot him. And he was like, "Thank God."
This place sucks.
Christ, this shit
It's over.
sucks so bad.
Um,
So that brings us to Johnson.
so
Who, this
Johnson
is
was
great.
first guy to be impeached.
Was
What?
he impeached? Oh yeah, I didn't-
First guy to be impeached. Yeah.
Johnson shows up. This is great. He was like a tough guy. He was supposed to be the counteraction to
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Well, he's one of the reasons the war was prolonged because everybody knew if we could just get rid of Lincoln. Johnson was behind him with there was a deal to be made. It was like don't
Yeah.
talk outside the family. He was like son,
Yeah.
Sonny liked my deal, didn't he? Sonny was hot for my
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Johnson would have fucking settled in a
Yeah.
minute.
Johnson started his life as an indentured servant
No shit.
and worked his way up. How sick is that?
That's impressive.
And then before his inauguration, he got fucked up on whiskey and just couldn't talk. His inauguration, it was in the rain and the mud right after Lincoln got shot, and
he
everyone
was
was
the
like,
first one. He's the one who proved you can impeach a president,
Mhm.
but you cannot get the fucking votes. It's a
Yeah.
waste of time, and he ends up stronger.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest move in the world. It's vanity.
Yeah.
It's just Congress hates the president. It's just bullshit.
yeah.
But it doesn't accomplish anything. They I don't remember why they went after him. Whatever. He was
Me
very
neither.
corrupt. He's a fucked up guy. I don't. Who knows? It's all shit that I heard because of them. But they impeached him and then failed to get rid of him.
Really?
I know nothing else about him. But
I don't know either.
But then fucking
Grant,
amazing guy.
great guy, amazing guy. I feel like his presidency was a bit of a fucking letdown for how cool he was.
I mean, he did so Christing much. This guy.
Oh, true.
Grant.
To help the South, he was pretty good.
What do you do?
Well,
This
and
is-
he was. First of all, some people get on him because he owned one slave
Oh, man.
because his father-in-law, his wife's father,
Yes.
hated him because he was an abolitionist. I mean, he wasn't like an active abolitionist,
Sure.
but he was against slave just for not having a slave.
Yeah.
Back then, if you didn't have a slave, you were a dick to certain
Yeah.
people. So
You were like, put on a mask.
Yeah.
You were that guy. You were like, why
Yeah,
do you have
exactly.
slaves?
yeah,
And they're like, why is this guy making me feel uncomfortable?
yeah. So he hated him because he had slaves and he didn't want one. So he gave him one as a wedding present, like to spite him.
What a dick.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
so Grant made the guy his partner, and they started a little business together, which he then freed the guy and gave him the business.
Yeah, he
made
would
that
go.
guy's
He would go
life.
work with the slaves.
But
He'd be out there with them working.
Yeah,
and then while he was like financially ruined,
yeah.
he freed his slaves instead of selling them.
But he had one though.
I'm not sure. He might have had one at that
That's
point.
the story. The story I just told you is,
Yeah.
I think, his slave story. I don't think
Yeah.
he had a bunch of them.
He had one slave and he freed him instead of selling him.
But his
And
father-in-law.
and he gave him a business that
Yeah.
he had started with him.
his father-in-law history fucked him. He was like, yeah.
That's right.
Here's
Yeah.
slave.
That's right.
Here's slave.
And then he was in
He
the
did,
army.
absolutely.
He was in the army, and he went. One of his first jobs was outpost near San Francisco. It was in the middle of nowhere. There was no. I mean, it was in the desert of California.
Mm.
He was the only one there, and he was a family man. He loved his family.
He missed his bed.
Missed his family so much, and he started just getting drunk. And somebody came to drop the mail and found him passed out drunk. And that was his only experience with alcohol. He was a very rigidly living guy, and he was known as a drunk for the rest of his life.
Really?
There's
Every
arguments.
time he had a political problem, they'd go, he's drinking.
There's arguments. There's rumors he was fucked up at Shiloh.
Because
was
he
probably a lie.
because he sat under a tree in the rain. They found him sitting under a tree in the rain outside of a military hospital.
It also is funny because Shiloh, he woke up on day 2 of it
Yeah.
at like the start of day 2, or maybe it was the start of day 1 when it started. He was
Yeah.
late to get there, so everybody was like he was hammered. But
What?
if he was hammered, that's very funny to be like, oh shit, there's a war.
Fuck.
So
Oh.
after
Waking up
he
like,
was
"They're here."
he had won the Civil War. Started really Reconstruction, he was in earnest wanting to get opportunities and equity for black people, equal opportunity for black people. And then he retired and was in New York. He became a New Yorker. He became a big part of this city.
Yeah.
And he had a son named Kermit, who I think his name was Kermit. That was the 1800s.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Kermit invested
What a fucking great name.
invested his money and all of his father's money with some asshole guy who took it and just left town and just took all of their money, every penny that they had. And so Grant went to visit Vanderbilt, who's outside of the Grand Central Station. There's a great statue of him. I think it was Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Went to the richest man in New York City, who was a hard ass, a guy who didn't care for charity or anything. But he brought what's his name? The sword that was Lee.
Well,
He had Robert E. Lee's sword that he surrendered to
Yeah.
him. He had his Congressional Medal of Honor and the Bible that he took the oath of office in, and he gave them. He said, "I want to sell these to you because I have no money." And Vanderbilt said, "Jesus Christ, Mr. President,
Holy shit.
we're not doing that." He said, I'm going to donate these to the national museums, and I'll give you like he bought them for the nation.
Did he buy his biography? Isn't that what he?
No,
why
so
he
here's
wrote
what
it?
happened with the biography. Is the best part of his story, and it's actually his greatest legacy. But his autobiography is like the greatest ever written.
Yeah.
So he met two guys on a train. He'd do anything for money at this point. Because his wife was very young. He was broke
Two guys
after
on a
everything
train.
he'd been through. He was broke, and his wife was young, and he was going to leave her destitute. So he met two guys on a train. They're like, "Why don't you write your autobiography? We'll pay you $1,000." And he was like, "Done."
What?
Oh,
So
they sold
then,
it.
about a week later, he meets up with Mark Twain, was like his best friend, and Mark Twain said, "Why don't you write your autobiography, your memoirs?" And he said, "I'm doing that for these guys." And he goes, "What are they paying you?" And he goes, $1,000. And he's like, "Dude, what is wrong with you?" And he says, "Give me the book. I'll publish." Because Mark Twain had started his own publishing company because
Yeah.
he hated publishers. He said, "I'll publish it and I'll help you write it." And he said, "I promised those two guys." He's like, "Did you sign something?" He goes, "No, but I did. I gave my word." So Twain, or his real name, what's his
Clemens.
travels to, I think he went to see Sherman. He's
man.
like, "I need to see somebody who he'll listen to." So he went to visit Sherman and said, "Please like, please get him to do this. So Sherman wrote a telegram to Grant saying, for the love of God, give the book to Clemens. That's what the thing.
That's awesome.
So he wrote his autobiography, and the remarkable thing about it that I read was that there's like no adjectives in it. It's like all verbs and nouns. The entire book is verbs and nouns because he just says what happened. It's a very well written book, and so Clemens turned it into this special edition that you had to order one. You could get any color you wanted. And it was the first blockbuster book in American history. It made like $500,000 in the first month. Meanwhile, he had a goiter that was growing and
Too many
growing.
stogies. You always see him with the stogies.
Died of throat cancer like right as he finished the book.
Whoa.
And then his wife was made for life. Her first check from Twain was like $400,000.